Every year, mayors across the country give an annual State of the City address. Last year, I gave a lengthy annual State of the City address at the Metropolis to over 200 people, highlighting the great work that businesses, nonprofits, civic organizations, and yes, our city government had done through the previous year. 2 weeks later, a silence fell over our city, the country, and the world, and we haven't gathered much since then. Mayors, like governors and even presidents, do this because we are elected by you and have a responsibility to report back to you. It's what made the American form of government unique and revolutionary in its time, that your elected leaders would be responsible directly to you. I'll begin that it goes without saying that the last 12 months have been unique, challenging, and just plain hard. But the strengths of our community came shining through during this difficult time, and we are the better for it. Unlike last year, where I was able to honor over 100 individuals and groups for all the great work they did in the city, this year I would like to have the people who did that work speak for themselves.
I'm Bob Shields, Woodburn City Attorney. I'm the #1 fan of the Mayor's State of the City address. I was looking, I've gone to 8 of them now. I mean, not 8 addresses, 8 different mayors. Anyway, that's quite a few for me. And 2 things I like about it. #1, it's the time that the mayor talks about what's happening in Woodburn. That's always very interesting. #2, and this is more specific to me as city attorney, it's the one time a year that I can go to an official function and no one asks me for a legal opinion. That's nice. Just sit back, relax, enjoy.
Well, certainly our most challenges have been just being responsive to the needs of the community this past year and trying to keep focused on what's really important with the resources that we have. When we first entered into the pandemic, we knew that there was going to be a significant impact, both just as an organization and how we operate as a city, but also what the expectations were going to be of the community, of their local government. And so we worked really hard to realign our priorities, our resources, and our services to try to not only run the city and stay afloat that way, but also to support the community the best we could with COVID, outreach, education and information, materials and supplies. We needed to make sure that we were conducting our city services in a way that were compliant with all the new COVID rules. At the outset of COVID, the city had to respond pretty drastically. We were very concerned about the economic impacts to the city and the organization, our ability to continue services. There were so many unknowns, we just didn't know what we were facing. And so right out of the gate, the city froze all of our park and recreational programming. We cut over $1 million out of our general fund budget. We froze spending on those types of services, as well as implemented a hiring freeze and basically tried to brace ourselves for what was to come. And we wanted to make sure we had the ability to respond to the needs of the community, no matter what they were going to be. And we have the best staff here in Woodburn. Everybody did what they had to do to bring their finances in line, and then to focus their abilities on addressing the community's needs. And so we've had people working on COVID response. We didn't even know what COVID was 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. We've got people working in mortgage assistance and rental assistance and business assistance programming that didn't do that. That wasn't their job before COVID, but that's where the needs were, and that's what we need people to do, and they did it. I like to say that when we work in local government, our job is to do whatever the community needs us to do, whatever it may be. And I think we did a pretty good job at that. There's still a strength in the bond of relationships that we have here. Woodburn is such a big family, and I've got no doubt that the support that we have in this community for the betterment of our neighbors and our friends is going to carry the day. It's just very hopeful right now. There's so many positive things on the horizon for us that I just believe that this upcoming year is going to be better than the last year, and in a big way. So I'm willing to say goodbye to this past year and just keep looking forward and know that things are going to be very exciting and for the better soon.
Last year, the Economic Development Department took on some very significant projects. First and foremost is the completion of our first street improvements project in downtown Woodburn. Going from Cleveland all the way down to Harrison, we completed a complete overhaul of First Street, from new sidewalks, streets, amenities, lights, trees. In addition to the First Street project, the Public Arts and Murals Committee was able to complete two very exciting projects in our downtown, one being a complete mural of the former Pix Theater and the Dahlia Park mural, which was at a formerly abandoned building in downtown. COVID also hit us last year, which threw a new curve in our economic development projects and planning. So we went from assisting our businesses with growth and expansions to really working with them on staying open and saving their businesses from complete loss. And so we were able to create 4 rounds of emergency business assistance funding that went out to our businesses throughout the Woodburn community. We also provided technical assistance with regional assistant grant programs. And of course, we worked with our partners at the city and the county on distributing educational information and PPE materials to ensure that our businesses and their customers and employees were practicing safe COVID management and social distancing. In addition, related to COVID, we established a mortgage assistance program managed through Dev Northwest to assist property owners on staying current with their mortgage and preventing foreclosures. And we also applied for and received a community development block grant for emergency rental assistance programs, which allows renters in the Woodburn, Jervis, and Hubbard communities to apply for assistance with their past due rents in order to prevent eviction or loss of housing. We're looking forward to getting back to work in this next fiscal years and focusing again on all of the exciting opportunities in our beautiful Woodburn community and working towards recovery for our economic viability in our downtown and throughout our entire community.
This past year through COVID-19 has been very long for all of us. We're very proud of the work though that we've been able to do with the city and working through our amazing community partners, 60 plus, including our businesses and local faith-based organizations and community-based nonprofits, to provide over 1,163,436 touch points of education and outreach materials through radio, social media, videos, and mailers. In addition, the city has been able to receive or has been able to allocate out $2.9 million out into the community to support our transit program at a zero fares rate over this past year, as well as we've been able to support our nonprofits in receiving $827,223 in grant funding to support our local community. Lastly, through our community partnerships, we were able to allocate 73,821 pieces of PPE out into our community early on in the pandemic. These PPE materials included facial coverings, plastic sneeze guards, and social distancing markers that businesses could use to make sure their businesses were ready to open when able. This work we've been very proud to do over this past year and been working very hard to support our community. And we can't thank enough those 60 plus partners who have helped this happen. It truly would not have been able to happen without them. Thank you.
Despite the COVID disruptions we've had this year, it's been a really busy and exciting year for the city in terms of development. We continue to see building activity at historically high rates. In fact, we've seen a 5-fold increase in residential permits in just the last 3 years. In the last year, 2020, we've issued 92 single-family home permits. And we can expect to see over 300 home permits issued in the next year. The city's planned for and anticipated this growth for some time, and it's really great to see the city's long-range vision and plans coming to fruition. One of the developments that we're really proud of is the Smith Creek development. This is a residential community that's being constructed just north of Parr Road. It took a long time to get that project approved through the city, and it's something I think that the whole community is going to be proud of. It includes an extensive trail system, a small park and amphitheater area for the public, as well as public restrooms. Woodburn's really become a hot spot in the region for businesses and families who want to come here and move, and we're really seeing that. I think it's a testament to the city that we have here, the fact that so many people want to come.
I feel like our paramedics and staff have really risen to the occasion. We were one of the first agencies in the county to start doing regular COVID testing. We reached out to our vulnerable communities, farm workers, frontline workers, others who had to continue being out in the workforce during it and making sure we got testing done, and we rolled that right into vaccination. And we've probably done about 3,000 vaccinations in Woodburn since we started in December. I'm really proud of our staff and the relationship we have had with the city of Woodburn to get that all done.
This past year, we were presented with significant challenges for our community of about 2,500 senior citizens. The mayor's office connected us with the Community Emergency Task Force. We were able to create working relationships throughout Woodburn, as well as at the county level. We were able to offer COVID testing and then vaccinations, working with the county and Woodburn Ambulance, both on site here and 2 huge events remotely. Every resident wanting the vaccination received them. We have been working more closely with Gabby at the Aware Food Bank to get resources out to the community on a bi-monthly basis and establishing a list of recipients that may receive more assistance through Northwest Senior Disability who's getting involved. We in turn have been supporting the food bank with food and financial donations, as well as with clothing for the farm workers through OHDC. We have been successful over the past year in navigating through the disasters that occurred by using them as opportunities to create relationships within our community. We look forward to growing these relationships in the year to come by staying involved with the town we live in.
Woodburn is awesome. The entire town is awesome, and the people rally. They get together. There's so many things. When the restaurants weren't able to be open, when they could do takeout only, I won't, put these people on the spot, but there are several of the larger businesses in town that actually reached out and asked us, who can we help? What businesses could use our help? We'll buy our employees meals, we'll do different things. And it's that support and people coming together across the board to help each other. My goodness, the things that we saw through the fires, everybody jumping together, and so many people going out to help their neighbors and whatnot. And throughout it all, it never ceases to amaze me. Even a couple weeks ago during the ice storms, everyone jumping together to help each other, and that's a rarity. This is a really unique area, and I think that it's that makes Woodburn very special.
2020 definitely had its struggles, but it taught us a lot, and it taught us that even with 6 feet of distance, we can come together like never before. I'm proud to be part of Country Meadows Village, but I'm even more proud to be part of the city of Woodburn.
One thing that I think the pandemic showed us is that we are human beings. We were able to navigate a pandemic thanks to the collaboration and the support that we brought together, working together, different organizations to provide comfort to those more in need. The pandemic allowed us to see our humanity and how far we can go on in working together. Always opportunities to improve, always opportunities to collaborate more. Good and bad, the pandemic was able at least to help us to collaborate more, I think. We still have some work to do. We are here to do it with those who want to collaborate with us. And with those that don't want to collaborate, we are still here to show you the path to a better world, to a world of peace, of collaboration, and unity. I'm very proud of what we have accomplished. We have remained strong with our sister organization, with the city of Woodburn, with everything our side working together, with our board of directors, a group of people that is never tired to help me and to support our community. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm very proud to have this space to talk to the community at large in Woodburn and the Willamette Valley. Thanks.
You know, prior to COVID, I don't recall myself or my staff really being this involved and as frequently with the number of community members that I've come across and the number of meetings that we've had. And I thank the mayor, I thank Representative Teresa Alonso Leon, and I'm really thankful us as a state as well. But I think there's been a great deal of bridging in thinking about how we keep our community safe, because that has been our #1 priority at our clinic, and I think in our community as well. And I think I'm just very appreciative of the sense of community that we have among our different health systems and health providers and business and local government.
So I would just like to comment on the unprecedented challenges that the fire district has faced over this past year with the wildfires, the pandemic, and the ice storm. All of those taxed our resources to the max. But I'm just really, really proud of the men and women of the Woodburn Fire District, how they responded to those challenges and how they reacted in a way that met all of those response demands. So that was both the challenges and the bright spot that we faced over this past year. And also just a really a shout out to the city. We have a great working relationship with the city of Woodburn, and I just really excited about seeing that continue, and excited about the things we can accomplish together in the service to our community.
I just want to really shout out and really appreciate my team who have given up seeing their friends and family, who have chosen to not go to church and some of those other important community groups that they are involved in, and also just giving up holidays and weekends and all those times when people get together and doing that for the residents and the patients' safety. Appreciate all of them and the Woodburn community support.
You know, I'm very, very proud of my Woodburn staff. You know, with every new challenge, you know, from the pandemic, and then we had the wildfires that, you know, devastated some of our neighbors, and then we also had the ice storm a couple of weeks ago. So even through all of that, our staff has just been so resilient in asking how they can help, you know, covering extra shifts and just being there for the community and being a presence. And it's ranged from our front office staff to our OB staff to, you know, family medicine, and just everybody has really come together and just did and have done whatever they can do just to be there for the community and keep our doors open.
It's our pleasure to collaborate with Woodburn as always and do what we do best, and that's to provide professional services, business advising, and access to capital support to our small business and mid-sized business owners. We look forward to continuing to collaborate with you. Thank you.
As you can see, it is your city government, your first responders, your assisted living places, your medical clinics, your nonprofit organizations, your businesses, and other civic organizations, and all of you as individuals that make our city strong. As we move into the next 12 months, it's not only our challenge to recover from this very difficult year, but to think through the lessons we've learned that can help us be better prepared for the future and more innovative in it. If you have praise or even criticism and ideas and thoughts about how your city can better do that, or on any other matters in the purview of your city council, I encourage you to reach out to us. That's what we were elected for. Thank you for watching, and thank all of you for making Woodburn proud.